Have you been faithful throughout the 14 years of your relationship?
Throughout the 14 years I
Throughout the all 14 of them.
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. Cortez and Ebony Watson have been together for 14 years and married for 11. With 3 beautiful children together, their goal has been to live up to their wedding vows of for better or for worse. But now, both parties claim the marriage has only been for worse, and each demands to be released from the marriage.
There's this other woman that has been married with us for our whole relationship.
The going to school thing, she done went to school like 6 times through our whole relationship and never completed it.
Ebony says enough is enough and claims she's finished with Cortez. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Ebony Watson and Cortez Watson. Mr. and Mrs. Watson, you two have been married for 11 years. You have 3 children together, and there are also 4 stepchildren involved. Mrs. Watson, you have brought Mr. Watson here seeking $12,700 for the value of a van. You want him to get his name off the title. You want to refinance in order to facilitate that, and we will talk about that momentarily. Before we do, however, Mrs. Watson, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
Well, Judge, I'm here today because I would like to get out of this marriage that I have been in for the past, together 14 years and married 11 years, and haven't been feeling any love, support, respect, or any kind of anything that would that keeps a marriage going. Ever. I have never felt that.
Not in the entire 14 years have you got any of those things?
I ever had that feeling.
Explain to me a situation where you think illustrates his lack of care and compassion for you.
For example, there's this other woman that has been married with us for our whole relationship. She's been right there. And I know this for a fact because I've seen text messages from her, phone numbers from her. She's been there throughout the whole marriage. So obviously, one of us is the mistress, and I can't figure out who it is.
Mr. Watson, are there 3 people in your marriage?
Your
her,
Honor,
and another woman?
The only 3 people in our relationship is me, Ebony, and Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, that's not true.
And Ebony
That's
who?
not true. That's another.
And Ebony's who?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
That's one of his names that he gives me.
Okay.
With his belittling that I'm getting to with
No.
That's one of his nicknames for me, because throughout our marriage, like I told you, there's never been any kind of compliments or nothing like that. Even his jokes for me has to be belittling.
Mr. Watson, now there are a couple of ways we could go here. So I'm gonna start out with other women. Have you been faithful throughout the 14 years of your relationship? I'm not getting specific, just very generally. Have you been faithful?
Throughout the 14 years I
Throughout all 14 of them.
Your Honor,
Say yes or no.
She hasn't been faithful through
Yes
the
or no?
14.
Yes, I'll get to her. Yes or no?
No.
Has there been a consistent cheating with any particular person?
No.
Just every here and there, you've wandered off?
No. It was way back
Way
there.
back.
But I know for a fact one of them's been the same woman. And I feel like, okay, if this same woman has been in our relationship throughout our whole marriage, why are you not going to be with her? You know why I think it is, Your Honor?
Why?
Because she don't want him. That's what it is. But if she ever said to him, okay, I'm ready to drop everything, leave her.
With you?
He'd have been gone a long time ago. Well, I'm letting him go today. He can go on and be with her because I'm done.
Mrs. Watson, you spent a lot of time talking about the fact that the way he treats you makes you feel less than, makes you feel worthless. Why don't you give me a couple of examples of the things that he does that have hurt you?
Well, like if I tell him that I want to do something, like go to school or something, anything that I want to tell him that can better me,
right,
his response is always, "You're not going to finish it," or That's unnecessary. Or even if when I talk to him, period, anything I say to him, it seems like to me like whatever I say to him is just nagging to him.
Yeah.
Like, good morning.
He has nothing positive to say.
Never.
Anything you say to him, there's a negative response.
It's
Mr.
not-
Watson,
Everything
do you
is
understand
negative.
what she's telling you?
I know exactly what she's saying because we done talked about it. It's not that it's a negative response. The going to school thing, she done went to school like 6 times through our whole relationship and never
Well, if
completed
I had
it.
some support, I might have finished.
completed.
Okay.
You know, when you got somebody right there
Your Honor,
always
look,
telling you
Your
you
Honor.
can't do it, you ain't gonna do it, you ain't gonna do it, why try?
Mr. Watson, let's put that aside momentarily. Think about the conversations that you have and the manner in which you speak to her. Do you see at all a pattern of denigration or putting her down? At all? Anywhere, just a little sliver of it, just a peek.
If anything that I say that's negative towards whatever's going on is degrading to her.
That's not true.
Well, can you give me an example of something you would say to her that you think she takes as negative when it truly is not?
What she just said, talking about going to school. It was just, about a month
just
ago,
the
she was talking
opposite.
about doing something online, some school
How
online.
about rah, go girl, this
Give it
time
a
you
try.
can do it.
Even if you're not gonna do it.
How would
Because
that
we've
hurt
been
you?
going through this for 14, 15 years. She is no
And he's
goal
been
set.
doing the same
There's no
thing.
goal set.
He's a
If she be
procrastinator
honest with
just
you,
like I am.
I'd
He
be honest with you,
starts
she would.
something and he never
Go
finished.
ahead, let Mr. Watson
If
finish.
she be honest with you, she would tell you that it's been so many times that I done sat down and we done talked about trying to set goals to try to get things, accomplish in life. I'm not trying to just be where I'm at for the rest of my life.
When divorce court continues, is Cortez as on top of things as he claims?
What are your goals and what have you done in pursuit thereof? Here we go. Divorce isn't easy. Call toll free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce court is back with the case of Ebony Watson, who claims her husband does nothing but belittle her.
You're not doing this, you don't want to do nothing, you're not trying to do nothing. When you gonna start?
You said you sat down often with her trying to establish goals. Am I right?
Financial goals, spiritual goals, goals with the children, goals with ourselves.
And
just
is
life,
she
period.
unwilling to enter into those conversations, or is she simply unable to fulfill the goal or
No,
meet the
because there's
goals
been
that you
times
set?
where we've actually had decent conversations about it, but she don't show no effort or willing to try to
Do
do
you know what
it.
he's talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what
Explain
it's
it
talking
to me.
about. Okay. Oh, yeah, sometimes we sat down and talked about what we're going to do here and there, but he's not making no effort. Then he want to be this big minister or whatever, and you know from what you learned from your pastor or whatever is that you the head of the household. You want to start setting an example or something. You don't tell nobody what we should do. Do it.
And he doesn't do anything.
No, how am I? You're not doing this. You don't want to do nothing. You're not trying to do nothing. When you gonna start? Not saying that I'm waiting on him to start on nothing.
But he's saying he's pointing at you for your failures and not discussing his own.
Throwing
What
the rock
have
and
you
having
done
his hand.
in pursuit of your goals, Mr. Watson? What are your goals and what have you done in pursuit thereof? Here we go. She's not talking, I'm not talking, Joe's never talking. Now's your turn. Let's go. Goals and pursuit.
Well, Your Honor, my main goal right now is to try to keep steady employment. But eventually I plan on finishing school. That's what I want to do, finish getting my degree, because I don't want to keep on.
What's stopping you right now? You say you're not currently
Because
employed.
it's
Is
hard
it
to try.
finances?
It's hard. The finances, and it's a struggle because you're trying to work to provide for a family and go to school at the same time.
Right.
It's hard to do, and I got to be perfect with her. Perfect. I can't be perfect. She don't know that I'm human just like her. I make the same mistakes everybody else make. She keep throwing this minister stuff up in. Minister makes mistakes too. But
So you are a minister?
yeah.
Do you have a church or you just?
No, I'm in training. I'm under another pastor. I'm licensed.
Are you making money at it or not really?
I don't consider it making money. It's
Well,
been
pastors
times
get
where
paid.
no, I never accept being paid as a minister. I mean, it's been times where they've gave me donations for doing things, but
You don't
I don't
seek to pursue it as a living?
No. I mean, that's something if God ordained it to happen, but I don't think you should be getting paid.
Well, what are you looking to pursue for a living?
I want to have a degree in business administration. That's what I was going to school for.
And you're in college, or you getting ready to go to college?
I'm actually getting ready to go this, I'm signed up for the spring semester, again.
You know, Mr. Watson, I don't want to talk about your anything, but it seems to me that you're as lost and ill-directed as she is.
Thank you.
I'm not
You
lost.
haven't finished anything. I don't know how you could point fingers at her and say unaccomplished or what you're doing when you quite haven't got it together yourself.
But he don't see what I'm saying.
I don't see what you're saying because I don't agree with that. I mean, the only thing that I really try to continue to do and keep doing that is to maintain employment because the bills got to be paid at home. She's not going to try to work.
Mrs. Watson, are there economic difficulties at home, and are you trying to contribute to resolve them?
Well, not anymore. I lost my job, and for the first time in 14 years, I haven't had an income. And
How long ago did you lose your job?
Oh, about 5 or 6 months ago.
5 or 6 months. Is it
Yeah.
true that she's only been out of work 5 or 6 months in the last 14 years?
I haven't had an income.
In the last 14 years, you ask her how long was she at that job? How many jobs has she, how long has she been working
Let's
in the
not
last
go there
14
because
years?
you could turn around and ask him the same thing.
When divorce court continues, Ebony has an earful for Judge Lynn.
I just posted on Facebook the beginning of destroying your life.
Oh, that was pleasant.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Cortez Watson, who claims his wife Ebony is insecure and doesn't trust him. But is Cortez still seeing other women?
You taking this woman to school and, dropping her off at school, and then I hear you taking another girl's kids to the daycare.
You know what our biggest problem is, John?
What's your biggest problem?
Right there, her attitude. Her terrible attitude.
I wonder
her
why I got a terrible attitude.
Her attitude
I don't
makes
have
me
an
just have
attitude
a
with
I don't
nobody
care
else
attitude.
like this but him.
I done
Because he dragged me to an
tried
attitude.
for 14 years to try to make this marriage work. This girl stabbed the tire in my van, and I lost my job. This was just 2 or 3 weeks,
Okay,
2 weeks
go
ago,
ahead.
2 3 weeks ago.
She slashed the tires on
She
your
got
van
mad
that you were
about
using to work?
some crazy mess she was getting mad over
Can
again.
I tell you
And
whose
she
tire I slapped?
Called me on my phone.
Slapped.
Can you come pick me up and my kids and take me to my cousin's house? Okay, I come get you. I come, they packing up bags and TVs and put it in the van.
true.
I took her where she was going. She unloaded the van, and next thing I know, she done pulled out this knife and stabbed the tire.
Ms. Watson, did you ask for a ride, get the ride, and then stab the ride?
Well, number one, the tire that I slashed was my tire. The van whose name, my name
You
is on
ain't
there.
paying
It's
no
not just
the car notes on it. I'm paying the car notes.
I don't care if I don't pay a dime. I paid 3 or 4 payments, but that's not the point. My name is on that van. That's whose tire I slashed. Number one, I did it because once again, here come a text message from his phone because he made a mistake and set his phone down, which he ain't gonna never do because he carried around with him like it's a piece of his body part.
Then you picked it up, and what did you see?
And I looked at the text message and it said, "Are you still gonna take me to school? I know what my role is and I'm very good at it." Okay, number one, me and my kids at home, they walk into school. I'm walking wherever I need to go unless I call and beg for a ride and gotta hear gas this and gas that and walking. But you taking this woman to school and dropping her off at school, and then I hear you taking another girl's kids to the daycare and all this different stuff. So yeah, I got mad and I called the cell phone and said a whole bunch of nasty stuff to him. I have a bad habit of acting before I
That's
think.
the Ebenezer Scrooge.
I would like to see. Well, Ebenezer Scrooge wasn't violent. He was just cheap. But
No,
Give me
this different Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm talking about this
a
Ebenezer
different
Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
It's a combination of some
Ebenezer
things.
Scrooge is
It's
Ebenezer
Ebenezer
Scrooge,
Scrooge.
and he's cheap.
Well, she cheap too.
So I'm going to listen to these voicemails. Here's the first one.
I just posted on Facebook the beginning of destroying your life.
Oh, that was pleasant. Let's go for message number 2.
You know what? Just because me and you ain't together no more, don't mean you have the right to have ratting around and some that's still mad. And I swear to God, I'm finna put this all over Facebook so people can know you for who the you really are. While I'm sitting up in the house carrying buckets of water to flush your kids down the toilet while you hang out with a bunch of I ain't finna do this. I'm finna get the up out of here and go have some fun.
When divorce court continues, Cortez has a light bulb moment.
And it's like I don't have a choice but to keep working.
Absolutely. And this seems to be like an epiphany to you.
Divorce court returns with the case of Cortez and Ebony Watson, who are seeking a divorce after 14 years together and 11 years of marriage.
Mr. and Mrs. Watson, I do believe you live in what I call a high-volume household. Everybody is running one level below irate all the time. Toilet doesn't get flushed, boom, the roof comes off of that house. And that's how you conduct business. You're not working towards anything. You're talking about goals, but it's like, my goal is trying to keep a job. You live a life that is right now. You'll never be able to keep a job if you keep living in the right now like that. You have to be, no, you're not with me.
I'm with you.
I'm down the logic trail all alone.
No, I mean, the only reason why I'm listening to it. I'm understanding everything you're saying, but the reason why I found out because it seemed like it's just so hard because it's like if I'm not working, then we start having so many problems financially and.
Well, that's what not working does. Not working causes
And it's
you
like
trouble.
I don't have a choice but to keep working.
Absolutely.
But
And
it
this
sounds
seems
like
to
you
be
were
like
saying
an
it like
epiphany to you. That working is basic. Working is all the time. Working is not a goal. Working is obligatory. That's always. Do you at least hear?
I understand and hear everything
the
you're saying.
echo of rational somewhere in what I say.
Mm-hmm.
All righty then. The car is in your name, correct?
No.
It's in his
The
name.
car is in
My
your name.
She had to have her name. They stopped everything. I had to go get her and have her name put on just because of the simple fact that we married. I tried to give her the van. I asked her, did she want to take over the payments? Even though I knew she wasn't going to do that, we ended up getting repossessed.
why would you give
she
it to
told me no.
So it's repossessed?
No.
It's gone?
No,
You have
no,
it?
I got it.
You
But
making
I'm
the
saying-
payments?
Yeah. I'm making all the payments.
You're making all the payments. And your request of this court is what?
That he either finance the van and refinance the van and have my name taken off of it, or either buy me out. Give me the $12,700 or whatever the remaining balance is.
$12,000 on it. We tried to get her name
That's not
taken
true.
off the van. They told her that it wasn't gonna happen.
They told her it wasn't gonna happen?
They told me that it wouldn't happen unless he had it refinanced, had somebody else's name put on it, or if he bought me out.
Are you talking to the dealership? Or
Yes.
Oh, the
Yeah.
dealership. Oh. I can't resolve this because we're dealing with a third party that's not here. He has, the third party with whomever you bought the car from or the van from has legal rights vis-a-vis both of you. You two cannot do anything to impinge on his legal right. Taking you off of the loan for the car impinges his right to get money from you. I know, and there's nothing you can do. I have no power to do that which you ask of me, so there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
According to Cortez, things have gotten steadily worse since he and Ebony left divorce court. He is completely done and not interested in continuing the marriage. Ebony concurs. She reports that Cortez continues to put her down and she is moving into her own house and a new chance to be happy. In her daily life, Ebony has applied Judge Lynn's philosophy about thinking before she acts and controlling her anger. But in her marriage, she says that won't work because her relationship is beyond help.